Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to St. Charles West High School for tonight's varsity volleyball matchup between the visiting Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs and your St. Charles West Warriors. My name is Jack Beeler. I'll be on the call again tonight for the Warriors. Is this their last home game of the year as they face off against the Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs? All right, so St. Charles West tonight standing at a record of 4-16 after a tough loss against St. Charles High on Tuesday in a three-setter. And Fort Zumwalt South standing right now currently at 5-12-1. The Bulldogs this year in their conference in the GAC Central went with the stand. In their conference this year, they went with a record of 1-7 with a lone win over Fort Zumwalt North. Fort Zumwalt East. St. Charles West 4-16 on the year with, I believe, one conference win against Orchard Farm last week. We got the Bulldogs, we got the Warriors. Serves in play. North plays that. Henderson is going to go to Whiteside. This is played by Emily Bloomfield, the libero. Westhughes blocked there in the attack by Currigan. And Zumwalt South's going to get the point, and it's 1-0. Number 23, sophomore Jaden Westhughes on the serve for Fort Zumwalt South. She's going to put it in play. It's going to go to Ward. Put it up to Henderson, who's going to go to Ledbetter. Ledbetter puts it over. It's played by Kafaza. Westhughes. It's played there by Everett. Henderson goes to Whiteside. Whiteside puts it over. It's Kafaza, the Westhughes. And the kill there by Ramiri Gardner, number 10. She's a sophomore. Number 13, she's a sophomore. 10th grade. It'll be Westhughes in the serve once again. Warriors went to the starting lineup of North, Ward, Henderson, Hancock, Whiteside, and Ledbetter. Westhughes on the serve. This is played by North, who goes to Henderson. Whiteside gets the kill. West gets their first point in the match. 2-1 now in the first set. It'll be Kevin Eddy into the game for St. Charles West, and it's Carly Eddy on the serve. She is a senior playing her final home game in her high school career. So is Emma Keevan. Westhughes goes to Gardner, West Point. Got currently 5 seniors out on the floor right now for St. Charles West and a sophomore. Last game for Eddy, North, Ward, Hancock, and Keevan all on the court. This is played Westhughes. Gardner blocked. Bloomfield, Westhughes. And that kill, that was by number 12, Mia Everett. Didn't catch all of it, but still a kill for Fort Zumwalt South. And it'll be number 15, Chloe Donovan on the serve. Alex Kurgan, excuse me. She's a senior. Fort Zumwalt South heavy with sophomores and juniors. That serve goes long by Kurgan. It'll be St. Charles West Point tied up 3-all. Cassie Gettemeyer into the game for Fort Zumwalt South. She's a junior playing at the defensive setter. It'll be Morgan Hancock on the serve. She's a senior for St. Charles West. Puts it in play. Bloomfield. Goes to Westhughes, goes to Gardner, and she gets the kill. Goes off the top of the net and goes past the St. Charles West front line. 4-3 now. Be number 19, Lacey Burrows into the game for Fort Zumwalt South, and she is a sophomore. Gardner on the serve now for Fort Zumwalt South. She puts it in. Ward goes to Edding. They're going to go to North. Hits it into the net. 5-3 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. Fort Zumwalt South seeded 6th in a 17 district. They will play their rivals Fort Zumwalt North in the first round of districts. St. Charles West, the 5 seed in their district in Class 3. And Ward misplays that and is Fort Zumwalt South point. Fort Zumwalt South will host their district in Class 4. St. Charles West will be going to Lutheran St. Charles. They'll play Winfield first round on Monday. The winner will play St. Dominic in that one. Gardner puts the serve in. Good save there by Whiteside after a misplay by Ward. West Hughes killed there by number 18, Morgan Harrell. 7-3 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It is Gardner on the serve now for the Bulldogs. She puts it in. Oh, good save there by North. Edding. And that's going to be, looks like an illegal pass there. And it is Fort Zumwalt South Point now. 8-3 in favor of the Bulldogs. These two have not played each other this year. Their common opponents, Fort Zumwalt North and St. Charles High. Gardner. Baker saves that. Keevan's going to go to Ward and totally misfires on that. 9-3 now in favor of the Bulldogs of Fort Zumwalt South. Coach Ballman talking to the players. Get it together. Let's see if they can get a rally like they have the last few home games down and get going. Gardner puts us in. Baker plays that. Edding's going to go to North. Puts it over. That was saved. And nobody there for Fort Zumwalt South, so it's the St. Charles West point. Mia Nicastro now into the game for St. Charles West for Rachel Ward. It is Paige Whiteside on the serve. She's a sophomore. Whiteside. Whiteside on the serve. This is played. Saved there by Edding. Keevan goes to Baker. Baker puts into the Warriors without Sammy Shea tonight. It is number 11, Kylie Modaf on the serve now for St. Charles for Fort Zumwalt South. They're up 10-4 here in the first set on St. Charles West. She puts the serve in. North. Edding. Nicastro puts it over. Bloomfield goes to Modaf. It's put over by Burrows. It's saved by Keevan. Ward's going to go to North. Puts around. Good save. Modaf. Played by number 2, Riley Lindsay. Saved by Keevan. It's going to go to Edding. Nicastro puts it over to the defender there, Burrows, and Nicastro gets the point. 10-5 now in favor of St. Charles West. Henderson and Ledbetter back into the game for St. Charles West. And it'll be CeCe Henderson on the serve. She is a junior. With, as of last check, a serve percentage of about 95%, despite missing a lot of matches with a broken thumb in the middle of the year. And Nicastro almost had that block, but they didn't get it. 11-5 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. Number 18, Morgan Harrell on the serve. She is a sophomore. She puts the serve in. Baker. St. Charles West point. Number 22, Abby Kafasa back into the game for Fort Zumwalt South. She is a senior. Bailey North on the serve for St. Charles West. She is a senior. North on the serve, puts it in play. Set up. Lucky Fort Zumwalt South didn't get called for a lift there. Hancock puts it over. St. Charles West gets the point. 11-7 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. There'll be Bailey North on the serve once again for St. Charles West. Up 11-7 here in the first set. North puts it in. That goes long. Fort Zumwalt South point now up 12-7. This game tonight played in honor of current counselor and former volleyball coach here at St. Charles West, Stephanie Bryant, who is currently battling leukemia in the hospital. Former volleyball coach here. Great lady, and St. Charles West needs to have her back because she's missing out on a lot. And we hope that she gets better soon, kicks this cancer's butt, and we just hope for the best. We'll be right back after this. Fort Zumwalt South up 13-7 here in the first set on St. Charles West. And Coach Baldwin calls a timeout early to settle the girls down. And Fort Zumwalt South got to be probably feeling pretty good right now. 13-7 lead. Probably use a win here, get some momentum going in the districts, and West just needs to get it together here in the first set. It's not over for them, and these girls have got to believe that they are in this. They're fighters. They can be in this till the last point, till that final whistle blows and you get to 25. They're still in this. Bloomfield on the serve for Fort Zumwalt South. This play by Hancock, who goes to Henderson. And Fort Zumwalt South point. And it is now 14-7 in favor of Zumwalt South. Emily Bloomfield on the serve. That's a libero. She is a junior. She puts the serve in. That's an ace. 15-7 now in favor of St. Charles West. It's Bloomfield on the serve for Fort Zumwalt South. She puts the serve in. Ward with the serve. Saving the Castro. And Fort Zumwalt South point once again. Ref calling a lot of doubles there. Double hits, I guess. 16-7 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. Bloomfield puts the serve in. This is going to go to North. Ward plays it. Hancock goes long. 17-7 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. And I'm just going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the same St. Charles West team as Tuesday night against the Pirates of St. Charles High. Let's see if they can get it together, though. Always have faith. Bloomfield puts the serve in. It's going to be North. He's going to go to Henderson. She'll play it up to Ward. Puts it into the net. 18-7 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. And this set quickly went from St. Charles West having just being down by a few to Fort Zumwalt South having a commanding lead. Is Bloomfield on the serve. She puts it in. And that's another ace for Fort Zumwalt South, now 19-7. 19-7 in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. And timeout St. Charles West. All right, welcome back. Fort Zumwalt South up 19-7 on St. Charles. And Fort Zumwalt South up here 19-7 in the first set on St. Charles West. And it is Bloomfield on the serve for Fort Zumwalt South. She is the libero. She puts the serve in play. It's Hancock, Ward. Hancock plays it again. That's a good save there. Gardner, Modaf puts it over. And Fort Zumwalt South gets another point. It is 20-7 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It is Bloomfield on the serve once again for Fort Zumwalt South, up 20-7 here in St. Charles West. She puts the serve in. It's going to be Ward. Goes to Henderson. Hancock. Modaf. Block almost put down on that kill attempt by Alex Kurgan. That gets blocked. Modaf. It's played there by Lindsay. That's saved by North. Henderson. Hancock. Played by Bloomfield. Modaf's going to go to Bloomfield, who puts it over. It's going to be North. Henderson sets up. Ledbetter can't get good angle on that. Tack. Oh, good try there by Ledbetter. And the Castro goes to North. And Hancock saved there by Modaf. Bloomfield. Kill blocked. St. Charles West point. 20-8 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It is Whiteside into the game for Nicastro. Rachel Ward on the serve here for St. Charles West, serving at about 88% this year. That is play there. Modaf goes to Gardner. Henderson plays that to Ward, who goes to Ledbetter. Bloomfield to save. Modaf goes to Gardner and gets the kill. 21-8 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. Be number 21, Emily George, into the game for Fort Zumwalt South, along with number 23, Jaden Westhughes.
What did you say, Robert?
And it is Westhughes on the serve now for Fort Zumwalt South. She puts it over, and that is out. And it's 21-9 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. Kevin netting into the game now for the Warriors. After this match tonight, we will not be on for about a month. Probably tune back in December for our, I think our first home basketball game will be in the St. Charles West Warrior Classic. Gardner gets the kill. It is 22-9 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. Morgan Horrell into the game for Fort Zumwalt South. It is number 15, Alex Kerrigan, on the serve. She puts it in. Ward. Edding. Whiteside puts it into the net. 23-9 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It is Kerrigan on the serve once again for Fort Zumwalt South. She puts it in. That's Ward. Edding's going to go to Ward. It's going to be Westhughes. Gardner. Oh, good save by Ward. Bloomfield. Westhughes. Gardner. Saved by Edding. Goes the Ward. North plays it over. Good save. North's going to go to Whiteside. He goes to Hancock. Blocked by Fort Zumwalt South, and it is 24-9 now. And Fort Zumwalt South has set point. About 15 minutes into this match or so. She puts it in. It's going to be Whiteside. That goes to Edding. Keevan puts it into the net, 25-9. The end of the first set. And we'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back here to St. Charles West for tonight's varsity volleyball match. Fort Zumwalt South won that first set 25-9 over St. Charles West. Fort Zumwalt South over St. Charles West. And the Bulldogs just dominated that first set, which is surprising for a team that was 5-12-1 entering this game. St. Charles West being 4-16. But that's just how sports work, people. And it is both teams getting ready here for the second set. Make sure to go watch St. Charles West and Districts next week take on Winfield on Monday. It's at Lutheran St. Charles with a start time of 5 o'clock. Lutheran St. Charles High School off Mexico Road in St. Peters, Missouri. Winner plays St. Dominic on Wednesday. Fort Zumwalt South will face their crosstown rivals, Fort Zumwalt North. And that match will be at some point, probably Monday or Tuesday, at Fort Zumwalt South. So second set here between the Bulldogs and the Warriors. Make sure, St. Charles West fans, to come out and watch your football team on Friday night. Tomorrow night play Westminster. It is senior night. The 7-1 Warriors.
Yes, I'm sorry.
All right. Put over there with South Baker. Plays at the Henderson, who's going to go to North. Goes long, and it is Fort Zumwalt South point. 1-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. It is number 12, Mia Everett, into the game for Kylie Modaf. Fort Zumwalt South will play on Monday at home against Fort Zumwalt North. 6:30 start time for the Bulldogs, and it's another point for the Bulldogs. Winner of that game will play either Timberland or Fort Zumwalt West in the district semifinal. Francis Howell is the number 1 seed in that district. They'll play either Liberty, Winsville, or Holt. That's put in. It is Ward that goes to Henderson. Ledbetter puts the kill down. Peyton Ledbetter gets the kill there. (2-1) now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It is Bailey North on the serve for St. Charles West. She puts it in. It's a good serve. And, ooh. Miscommunication there by West. 3-1 now in favor of the Bulldogs from Fort Zumwalt South. As we get to the end of the year here, it's playoff time. So the Castro tries to put the kill down to Bloomfield. That goes over by Harrell. South with a good save there. This is going to go up to Harrell. And it is Fort Zumwalt South point, it looks like. So as we look at St. Charles West and their playoff run, or their chances, they are the 5 seed. They play Winfield in the first round, who's the 4 seed. That is on Monday. They'll play St. Dominic on Wednesday. And the 2 seed is Nicastro gets the kill there. And Lutheran St. Charles is the 2 seed there. They're the hosts. They'll play either Orchard Farm or Wright City. Winner of that district will probably play Borgia in the sectionals. And that sectional / quarterfinal is considered the group of death because you have usually 3 powerhouses. And there's the ace there for St. Charles West. Usually have the aces, or the powerhouses of St. Dominic maybe, Borgia, Incarnate Word. It's pretty much a group of death. You got to be really good to get out of there. And Borgia's beaten both teams, Incarnate and Dominic, this year, but that doesn't guarantee anything for them this time around. Ward puts it over for West, and she gets the point. Tied up 4-all here. on Terry Howell on their court at St. Charles West High School. It is Rachel Ward on the serve for St. Charles West. She puts the serve in. Good serve. Whiteside. Saved there by Bloomfield. West Hughes. And that is Morgan Harrell who gets the kill down once again for Fort Zumwalt South. It is Ramiri Gardner on the serve here for Fort Zumwalt South. She puts the serve in. It's a good serve. West will put it back over. West Hughes goes to Harrell. Saved by North. Henderson's going to go, and that's Fort Zumwalt South point once again. 6-4 now. Ref looked like they called time there for a second, but they're back in. 6-4. Yeah, that goes out. St. Charles West point. Serve goes out. West down 6-5 now to Fort Zumwalt South. Kevin netting to the game for Henderson Ledbetter. It is Carly Edding on the serve. Edding puts it in. Bloomfield goes to West Hughes. Harrell puts the kill down, 7-5 in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. And it is Modaf on the serve for South. She puts it over to Ward, who goes to Edding. Whiteside gets the kill. 7-6 now in favor of the Bulldogs of Fort Zumwalt South. It is Hancock on the serve for St. Charles West. Once again, 5 seniors and a sophomore out there for St. Charles West. And that serve just long. It is 8-6 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It is Harrell on the serve. Ward goes to Edding. North puts it into the net. 9-6 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. That is Ward that plays that. Edding's going to go to North. Puts it over and gets the kill there. Bailey North puts it past the defenders. 9-8 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. 9-7 there, it looks like. Paige Whiteside on the serve for St. Charles West. Mia Castro checks into the game. Whiteside on the serve, puts it in. It's Bloomfield, who goes to Modaf. Saved there by West. Keevan puts it over, and Fort Zumwalt South point once again. Ward into the game now for St. Charles West. Gardner into the game for Fort Zumwalt South. Bloomfield on the serve for Zoom South. She puts it in. North goes to Edding. Keevan puts it over. Goes out. Fort Zumwalt South point, 11-7 now in favor of the Bulldogs. And it's obvious St. Charles West is missing. They're missing Sammy Shade. That's a big hole that they're missing tonight. Reasons unknown. And West gets the point there, 11-8 now. Henderson Ledbetter back into the game. Henderson on serve. She puts it in play. Modaf goes to Bloomfield. Saved by Baker, but that'll go out. And it is Fort Zumwalt South point now 13-8, 12-8. 13-8, 12-8 in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It is Jaden West Hughes on the serve for Fort Zumwalt South. She puts it in. This is played by North, who goes to Henderson, who's going to go to Ledbetter. Gets blocked. South will play that. West Hughes is going to go to Gardner. This is played by Ward, who goes to Henderson. North, played there by Kafaza. West Hughes, played there by Kurgan. It's Henderson for West. Ledbetter puts it past the defenders, and yeah, they're going to say that went down. That's St. Charles West point. That was a good call. Peyton Ledbetter getting crafty with it. 12-9 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It is Bailey North on the serve for St. Charles West. She puts it in. It's played up to West Hughes, the setter. Gardner. Played there by Ward, who's going to go to Henderson. Ledbetter once again. Blocked. Fort Zumwalt South Point now 13-9 in favor of the Bulldogs. It is Harrell back into the game for Kafaza for South. And it is Alex Kurgan on the serve for Fort Zumwalt South. She puts it in play. It is North. Henderson and Fort Zumwalt South Point once again. It's not going to be too much longer, people, and these stands will be filled for basketball games. Not that they aren't for volleyball matches. And it is Ward who goes to Henderson. Hancock. Played there by South. West Hughes and St. Charles West Point. 14-10 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It is number 1, Kyla Moore into the game for South. She is listed as a defensive setter. It is Warden that is on the serve. She puts it in. Bloomfield goes to West Hughes. They go to Gardner, and she gets the kill down now. 15-10 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. Thanks, everybody, for watching tonight's game. Hope you enjoyed it. Gardner on the serve. South up 15-10 here on West. She'll put the serve in. It is Ward that goes to Henderson. Whiteside puts it over, and it's Moore that plays at the West Hughes. It's played there by Horrell. Hancock sets up to Henderson, who sets it up to Ledbetter. Played there by West Hughes. Moore goes to Gardner. It is North who goes to Henderson. They're going to go to Whiteside. Blocked, and Fort Zumwalt South Point. 16-10 now in favor of the Bulldogs. South on the serve. It is Gardner. Hancock plays that to North. Whiteside blocked. Fort Zumwalt South Point once again. Coach Ballman's just letting the girls play it out. St. Charles West Knight just didn't come to play. Haven't come to play just yet. Let's see if they can come to play before it gets too late. It is Henderson. Whiteside blocked. Fort Zumwalt South, the third block in a row. It is 18-10, and Coach Ballman calls timeout. We'll be right back after this. All right, back here at St. Charles West. Thank you for watching this live stream on Warrior Vision. And it is Gardner on the serve. Ramiri Gardner for Fort Zumwalt South. She puts it in. It's going to be Ward to Henderson, Ledbetter, and St. Charles West Point. Is Eddie on the point, or in the serve here for Fort Zumwalt for St. Charles West. Zumwalt South up 18-11. She puts the serve in. Bloomfield plays that. West Hughes goes to Everett. Ward for West. Hancock. West Hughes puts it over. Whiteside. Moore saves that. It's West Hughes. Bloomfield puts it over. Edding saves that. It's Ward that goes to Keevan. Blocked, and she gets the point. Fort Zumwalt South up 18-12 now here in the second set. And it is now Carly Edding the serve once again. She puts it in. Bloomfield's going to go to West Hughes. Horrell, saved by North. Edding, Fort Zumwalt South point once again. And it is 19-12 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It is number 17, Carly Martin, coming into the game, and number 11, Kylie Modaf for Fort Zumwalt South. And it is Modaf on the serve for St. Charles West after that debate with the ref over his constant calls of these double hits, I think, here. Keevan puts it up. Fort Zumwalt South point once again. Modaf on the serve here for Fort Zumwalt South. This is North that goes to Edding. Misfires, Fort Zumwalt South point, now 21-12. Be Modaf on the serve once again.
We've gotten 2 points.
Modaf puts it in, and that is Ward that plays it. Bloomfield goes to Modaf. It's put over there by Burrows. West saves it. Modaf goes to Horrell. And she gets the point, 22-12 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South, and they're 3 points away from taking this match. It is Modaf on the serve now for for Fort Zumwalt South. And she puts a serve in. It's going to be Whiteside that goes to Edding. Hancock. Long, 23-12 now. Favor of Fort Zumwalt South. Modaf on the serve here for Fort Zumwalt South. She puts it in play. It is Keevan that goes to Edding, who goes to Keevan once again. Modaf. It's played by Bloomfield. Martin puts it over. Ward goes to Edding. Whiteside. Good save by South. Martin puts it over. Edding goes to Ward. Hancock. Played there by Modaf, who goes to Bloomfield. Martin plays that. And here's Edding for St. Charles West. Hancock. Puts it long, and that's St. Charles West point. All right, Morgan Hancock on the serve. Good point there for St. Charles West. 23-14 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It'll be Morgan Hancock on the serve once again. And Morgan Hancock on the serve. And it goes into the net. Fort Zumwalt South has match point of 24-14 now. Baker into the game for Hancock. It is Horrell on the serve here for Fort Zumwalt South. Horrell on the serve. This was played by Ward, who goes to Edding. North puts it over, and St. Charles West gets the point, 24-15 now in favor of Fort Zumwalt South. It is Whiteside on the serve. Now Castro into the game for Ward. Match point here for Fort Zumwalt South. Whiteside on the serve. Puts it in play. Bloomfield, and game, set, match for Fort Zumwalt South. They win 25-9, 25-15. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. Thank you for this great season. We'll see you next month, or in December, with basketball.